Sweet.
I know, it did scare me.
I'd like to call the Manistee City Council organizational meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Tom, it's really empty in here.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is the organizational meeting of the City Council. In accordance with Section 213 of the Charter of the City of Manistee, the City Council shall meet at 7:30 p.m. on the Tuesday night following the completion of the official canvass, at which time the members will be sworn and assume the duties of their office. At the regular meeting on Tuesday, November 7th, 2017, council members were elected to seats on the Manistee City Council. Members include 2nd District Linda Beaton, 2-year term, 4th District Robert Goodspeed for a 2-year term, and 6th District James Grabowski for a 2-year term. If the three of you would like to stand. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support
support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the
of the United States,
the Constitution of this state,
the
Constitution of the state,
and that I will faithfully perform the duties
and I will faithfully
perform the duties
of the office of City Council
of the office of City Council
for the City of Manistee,
for the City of Manistee,
State of Michigan,
State of Michigan,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
I also certify
I also
Also certify
that I have not violated
that I have
that I have
not
not
violated
violated
any of the provisions
any of the provisions
governing municipal elections
Governing municipal elections.
elections
in the state of Michigan
in the state of Michigan
as
As
provided in section 13-14
as provided in section 13-14
of the Charter of the City of Manistee, Michigan.
Charter of the City of Manistee,
Michigan.
Michigan.
Need your signature.
Okay.
Here's your certificate of election.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Michelle.
Your signature right there. And your certificate of election.
Thank you, dear.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And signature right there. And your certificate of election.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle.
Congratulations. Next, we'll take roll call.
Councilmember Cooper?
Here.
Councilmember Beaton?
Here.
Councilmember Zelinski?
Here.
Councilmember Goodspeed?
Here.
Councilmember Smith?
Here.
Councilmember Grabowski?
Here.
Councilmember Pontiac?
Here.
City Manager?
Here.
City Attorney? Here. City Clerk?
Here.
Public Safety Director?
Citizen comments on agenda-related items. Are there any citizen comments? Hearing none. Next, we'll have the election of the mayor for the city of Manistee. At the organizational meeting of the city council held on this date, the council elects from its membership a mayor and a mayor pro tem. The mayor and the mayor pro tem are elected for a 1-year term. Under section 2.4 of the charter, the council shall elect the mayor by a majority vote of its members. This Provision of the charter requires 4 affirmative votes to elect the mayor, a majority of the council, regardless of the attendance at the organizational meeting. Sections 2.4 and 2.13 of the charter require that the mayor be elected at the organizational meeting. The voting procedures should continue until a candidate receives 4 affirmative votes. At this time, I'll open the floor for nominations.
I'd like to nominate James Smith.
I'd like to nominate Linda Beeden.
Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, we'll take the roll.
Councilmember Cooper.
James Smith.
Councilmember Beaton.
Beaton.
Councilmember Zelinski.
Smith.
Councilmember Goodspeed.
Beeden.
Councilmember Smith.
Smith.
Councilmember Grabowski.
Smith.
Councilmember Pontiac.
Smith.
Councilmember Smith is elected mayor. You can take the floor now. Congratulations.
Thank you. Election of a mayor pro tem for the city of Manistee. The same provision identified in the charter for the mayor applies to the mayor pro tem. The mayor pro tem serves as the mayor in the mayor's absence. At this time, council could take action to nominate and elect the mayor pro tem for the city of Manistee.
I would like to nominate Linda Beeden for mayor pro tem.
I nominate Roger Zelinski.
Are there any other nominations? City clerk, please take roll.
Councilmember Cooper.
Zelinski.
Councilmember Beaton.
Beaton.
Councilmember Zelinski.
Zelinski.
Councilmember Goodspeed.
Beeden.
Mayor Smith.
Zelinski.
Councilmember Grabowski.
Zelinski.
Councilmember Pontiac.
Zelinski.
Councilmember Zelinski was elected mayor pro tem.
Thank you. Review of city council guidelines. Under the adopted city council guidelines, the guidelines are reviewed at the organization meeting of the city council. While the guidelines may be amended at any time during the year, the organization meeting is the traditional opportunity to review the operating procedures of the council. At this time, council could take action to review and/or modify city council guidelines.
And this is just a question. Under miscellaneous, number 30, it says publications and official, at the meeting, it only says Manistee News Advocate. Is that okay? Or does it need to, we need to start doing, can we do without, do we have to have like, because we have a Facebook page now, we have a City of Manistee page. Do we have to add that? If,
Law right now requires it be in a newspaper.
just in the newspaper? Okay.
The only thing that staff had in when we reviewed this council policy, we had 2 things just under on page 6, number 22, under appointments. It stipulates that the mayor is a member of the Sands Park Board, and right now we have Councilmember Pontiac on that. So we've got, I think we have a couple of choices. We can either continue with the guidelines as it states, or council can change that to just make it a mayoral appointment. So that was one thing that we discovered. And then also on page 8, number 30, depositories and official publications, we're supposed to, by this guideline, we're supposed to determine who's going to hold our funds at the beginning of each fiscal year. We haven't done that in the last couple of years, according to our CFO, Ed Bradford. He suggested it might be, make more sense and be prudent to have that designation at the time of budget adoption. It might be smoother. So council has a couple of choices on number 22, you can continue with the language, or if you want to make that a mayoral appointment, that's one. And on number 30, you can either designate the depositories as it says at July 1st, or if you wish, you can make it coincide with the adoption of the budget. So
I like
those are the
to-
only things that staff noticed.
I'd like to make it so there's at the budget time. I mean, that would be my preference.
Are we gonna need a motion on these changes, or are we just gonna do a simple consensus of,
Well, if you want to do, it is a regular meeting, if you want to do a motion, and then what staff will do is bring it at the next council meeting for your
I'll make a
review.
motion that we adopt it at the budget. We
Need
do
a
the budget.
second?
do I have a second?
You got a second, do you need a second? If so, I got it. It's mine.
Yes.
All right, I second it.
Okay.
I
We
don't,
have
as far
motion
as,
and a second on that. As far as the Sands Park,
You need a vote? Do we need to vote?
Yes, on each one of them.
on each one?
Yeah.
Okay. Will we take roll call on that, please?
Councilmember Cooper,
Yes.
Councilmember Zelinski,
Yes,
sorry, Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski,
yes.
Councilmember Goodspeed,
yes.
Mayor Smith,
Yes.
Councilmember Grabowski,
Yes,
Councilmember Pontiac,
Yes.
and Councilmember Beaton.
Yes.
Thank you. Do we have a motion on the appointments for Sand Park?
I make a motion, they make it a mayoral appointment.
We have
I'll
to-
second.
Okay. Have motion and support to change the Sand Park's appointment to a mayoral appointment. Is there any discussion? Please take roll.
Councilmember Beaton,
Yes.
Councilmember Cooper,
Yes.
Councilmember Goodspeed,
Yes.
Councilmember Grabowski,
yes,
Councilmember Pontiac,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski,
Yes,
and Mayor Smith.
Yes. Under the quorum, at the very beginning of the council guidelines, there's a comment that requires 5 votes for budgetary bonds. I believe when this was brought up before, that state statute has superseded that, and it only takes a majority vote as opposed to a supermajority vote for bonds. Should we make a change in our council guidelines?
Hey, which number was
It's
it?
under quorum, that's right at the very beginning.
number 2.
2? Okay. I would certainly defer to our city attorney and have him take a look at the election laws and see, or the laws, make sure it matches. Okay.
In section 3, we talk about mailing out agendas. Should we clean that up a little bit, or is it just okay to leave it alone?
yeah.
I haven't seen an agenda mailed since I've been on council, so.
Or does email consider mail?
Well, I would consider it. We could clean it up and shall be made available and distributed. Something like that.
Just a suggestion, I didn't,
Okay.
I don't have any
Okay,
preference.
so
on that.
that would be,
Okay, thank you.
Councilmember Goodspeed, you
3.
had something on item 30.
He cleaned it up. They already answered it. That was, I asked, does it need to be like, because we advertise on Facebook, she said, law says paper.
Okay, we're not gonna need to take any action on this depository before the next budget, are we?
no, we wouldn't have to.
Okay.
And if council's concerned about it, we could, just designate something through the, end of the fiscal year. If not, we can just, I think we all know where the money's going, where we're putting the money.
Could I suggest that maybe we put that on the agenda for the next meeting to confirm the designation
Okay.
through the remaining part of the fiscal year?
And this will probably be on the first meeting in December, because our agenda, our packet goes out Thursday. I don't know if we'll have time to put all this together in its entirety tomorrow, so it might be the
Okay.
first meeting in December.
That, okay, that works. Anything else on the council guidelines?
Yes, I have questions regarding special meetings and work sessions, and it pertains to our budget process that we use. Sometimes we have a third work session, and sometimes we don't. Can that be determined by the same rules as special meetings? Can be called by the mayor, city manager, any two council members? It just seems to be, it's just a little bit out of the ordinary with the other meetings.
Trying to figure out which, was it under the special meetings?
I don't really know how to fit it into either special meetings or work sessions. It's really a work session. It's part of the budget process, but it seems to me in the last two budget sessions that I've been through, that for some reason, it's been traditional that the mayor decides whether or not we're gonna have one or not.
I think the provisions call for city manager, the mayor, or two council members to call a special meeting, but when you go back to work sessions, you don't have the same benefit. I think city manager schedules the work sessions, but until we get to the point of adopting a budget and have a formal resolution, it stays in work sessions as opposed to special sessions or special meetings.
Under work sessions, it does say that the mayor or the city manager may, following reasonable notice, call the council together for a work session at any other time. Does that satisfy, or?
Not really, because I think that if two council members want another work session to discuss something as important as the budget, that should be enough. So to me, I see it as,
I wouldn't limit it to the budget process alone.
We want to just add similar language that we have for special
For
meetings?
special meetings.
yeah.
Or maybe suggested, a suggestion under special meetings, maybe we just put special meetings, either council meetings or work sessions?
Yeah, that'll work.
Would that suffice?
Or work sessions pertaining to budget.
Or just work sessions, because normally we only meet either as a council meeting or a work session. Those are the only types of time designations that we have.
I guess I'm just, and this is no reflection on Mayor Smith, because he allowed the third work session, but in the budget session before that, I believe it was up to the discretion of the mayor and the city manager at that time. So, having seen it done two different ways, that's why I just want it cleaned up.
Yeah, and that might have been because they considered it a work session, and we do have that wording that says the mayor or the city manager may call a work session. It's, it's whatever council would like to do. We could plug it in
I
a couple of
just
different
think
spots.
if two council members
We should be
need a
consistent.
third
I would think we
work
should be
session for the
consistent.
budget,
So in number
I was gonna, 'cause one
four,
of us gonna have to.
we'll just stipulate, council meeting and work session. And then on number 6, under the work sessions, we'll just delete that the mayor or the city manager may, following a reasonable notice, call the council together for a work session. Does that sound?
We still want to allow the mayor and the city manager to still
To
call the
allow,
work
yes.
session?
or two city council members.
Right. I mean, we're talking about deleting that language that the mayor or the city manager
But-
may call council.
But to allow two council members to also call a work session.
Right, I'm asking if we want to reserve the mayor and the city council member.
Oh, yeah, I don't mean to exclude them, I just want to make sure that two council members can do it.
And that would all come under special meetings.
Well, if we call it, during the budget process, we call it a work session, so we don't call it a special meeting. So,
Are we moving on?
no,
Okay.
well, I'd like to, but
Okay, so you just want work sessions called by city manager,
Mayor.
mayor, and 2 council members.
or 2 council members.
Who's gonna ask?
I've go, on page 5, it talks about mayoral, mayor appointments. Do we have somebody on the airport authority?
No.
Barry Peterson, I thought, was appointed to the Airport Authority.
We advertise for that and we recommend a member to the county.
Okay,
And they actually vote on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
so
We don't have anything to do with it?
Don't have the appointment.
So that could be removed then? On
Well,
page
we
5?
still advertise for an for a city, a citizen from the city.
Just kind of bear with me a minute. Is it the mayor recommendation then, or?
A mayor appointed? Yeah.
Okay,
So the city council's is not the final say. We just give that recommendation to the county. And then they decide if they want that person on airport authority.
okay, this is on page 4, second paragraph at the top of the page. I'm trying to, just a procedural thing is, when we ask information, are we to direct those questions to you, Mr. Taylor, and then you would, sometimes we get to where we say, Tim, would you, you know,
You should, and if I can't answer it, and you've heard me say that before, if you ask me a question, I'll say I'll defer to.
right, but I
Ed.
just, for a procedural thing, should we always be
Probably be
directed
best,
to
just
you?
for consistency.
Okay.
Yeah.
is there any other discussions on the council guidelines? If not, we'll move on to consideration of establishing regular meetings for 2018. In accordance with Section 2-13 of the Charter, the City Council shall meet in public session at least twice each month at such times as may be prescribed by the rules. The City Council guidelines reviewed during the previous agenda item indicate regular meetings shall be held on the first and third Tuesdays of each month, beginning at 7 p.m., with work sessions conducted on the second Tuesday of each month, beginning at 7 p.m. The results in the attached schedule for regular meetings and work sessions throughout the year 2018, with exceptions made for known election dates, Michigan Municipal League conferences, and holidays. At this time, council could take action to adopt the attached schedule for regular meetings and work sessions for the year 2018.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Goodspeed, second by Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski. Is there any discussion? Would you please take roll?
Councilmember Pontiac.
Yes.
Councilmember Goodspeed.
Yes.
Councilmember Cooper.
Yes.
Councilmember Beaton.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski.
Yes.
Councilmember Grabowski.
Yes.
Mayor Smith.
Yes. Thank you. Concerns and comments. Citizen comment is an opportunity for citizens to comment on municipal services, activities, or areas of city involvement. Citizens in attendance should be recognized by the mayor for comment limited to 5 minutes. Letters submitted to council will not be publicly read. Are there any citizens that wish to make comment on any of the city activities? If not, we'll move on to officials and staff. City manager,
Nothing at this time.
city attorney,
Nothing at this time.
city clerk,
Nothing, Your Honor.
public safety director. Council members, Councilmember Cooper.
Yeah, I'd just like to welcome Jim Grabowski to the city council and welcome Linda and Bud. Bud, I mean Chip. I live next door to Bud. Welcome back for your for another term.
Okay.
I live behind Bud's house.
I'll be your bud.
You can be my bud.
I can be your bud.
Okay, he's my bud.
Councilmember Beaton.
I'd like to welcome Jim Grabowski,
Thank you.
and like to welcome back Chip. Of course, it doesn't seem like we've been away that long. And like to congratulate Mayor Smith and and I almost called you a major. Roger Zelinski as Mayor Pro Tem on your reelection.
Thank you. Me?
Yep.
James, welcome aboard. Looking forward to working with you. Linda and Chip, I'm looking forward to working with you. Other than that, I think it's time to get to work.
Grubba, welcome.
Thanks.
Be sitting right next to you, right there. And congratulations, guys. Let's do this.
Okay.
I want to just thank everybody for welcoming on the council, and I'll try to do my best.
Would welcome to James. I don't know how many more James we're gonna get. I'm married to a James, so it gets kind of confusing. I just had a question about Parks Commission, where we stand on that.
How many do we have on there
We
now?
have one or two more applications that we just received.
Okay,
We're getting closer to a quorum.
okay, so we're not gonna have our meeting this month.
No, not yet.
Congratulations to Linda and Chip for reelection. Welcome to Jim. Jim from the Public Works Department, his tireless work in putting up Christmas decorations. I stop to personally thank him. He does just a great job, efficient. Doesn't matter what the weather is. Starting to look a little bit like Christmas out there. So thank you. I'd go along with Mayor Pro Tem Zelinski. I look forward to this next year, working together to take care of business for the citizens of Manistee. And I think together we can get a lot of things done. So nice to have the team here to work with. We look forward to it. Motion to adjourn?
I'll make it.
Second.
Thanks for letting me